Homelessness is defined as the lack of a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. This includes residence in temporary accommodations like shelters, transitional housing, or motels, as well as sleeping in spaces not intended for residents, such as a car or abandoned building.
Homelessness is tracked and measured in three main ways: point-in-time counts, estimates from local homeless management info systems, and reports from teachers throughout the school year. The US Department of Housing and Urban Development conducts point-in-time counts of all the sheltered and unsheltered people on a single night in January. This information is combined with the data collected by local homeless management information systems, who keep tracks of the number of people who enter homeless shelters and transitional housing throughout the year. Lastly, homelessness is measured by the US Department of Education, who records the number of students reported to be living unsheltered, in shelters, in hotels or motels, or doubled up with family and friends over the course of the school year.
To put the issue in context, around 500,000 people were experiencing homelessness during the 2014 national point-in-time counts. Around 67,000 of those people were a part of families. As for Massachusetts itself, out of the 19,029 total homeless individuals, about 12,335 of them are a part of homeless families. Thanks to Massachusetts' right to shelter law, no person has to sleep on the streets. As a result, the population of homeless living on the streets has been very low. Only 0.3% of individuals living in homeless families in Massachusetts are unsheltered. Boston, specifically compared to other cities, has one of the higher rates of homelessness. More Boston residents are living in emergency shelters than in any of the 25 major cities surveyed nationwide. In 2015, there was a 20.9% increase in family homelessness, yet 8.9% decrease in individual adult homelessness. Out of the 7,663 total homeless people in Boston, 4,281 of them were counted as part of a homeless family.
Despite the fact that families can find themselves homeless for a variety of reasons, according to research, there are 4 root causes: poverty, lack of affordable housing, eroding work opportunities, and decline in public assistance. Most often, low-income families financially have limited access to savings, assets, and credit. Any crisis, such as illness, domestic violence, or loss of a job, will create a situation where they are forced to choose between paying rent or caring for their family. The widening gap between supply and demand for affordable housing has created a housing crisis. Rents increase while salaries do not, leaving many only an illness, accident, or paycheck away from becoming homeless. The declining value of minimum wage puts housing out of reach for many, and the lack of appropriate education limits a parent's ability to find a living wage job to support their family. The lack of housing subsidies, particularly Section 8, as well as many years of minimal support of the Massachusetts housing budget, have left low-income families with fewer options.
Organizations that address family homelessness primarily offer reactive support in order to combat the issue. Many of them offer programs such as emergency shelters and transitional housing, while families wait for permanent solutions and housing. Examples of such organizations in the Stony Brook area include Heading Homes and Homes for Families. Other organizations provide more holistic services to families, offering job training and education, child care, mental health and medical services, as well as general advocacy and awareness for the issue. The aim of these programs is to establish independence and self-sufficiency amongst homeless families. Organizations that follow this model include Friends of Homeless Boston, Pine Street Inn, Metropolitan Boston Housing Partnerships, and the Boston Healthcare for Homeless program.
Created using Powtoon.